Good things can indeed come in small packages, words that Canadian audio brand Bluesound aims to prove aren't just an empty platitude. Bluesound unveiled its 3 new generation music streamers in 2024, the premium Node Icon, the affordable Node, and the entry-level Node Nano. And while all 3 models are compact by design, the Nano is by far the titchiest and cheapest of the trio. A small price and stature plus big performance could equal a seriously attractive entry-level proposition. Naturally, the name Nano will have given you a clue that Bluesound's smallest member of the Node family is hardly a behemoth. But it still came as something of a surprise to our reviewers to take it out of its box and notice just how titchy this entry-level unit actually is. We're not quite in the deck of cards or bar of soap territory, but the Nano is so dinky that you can place it in one hand with ease. Think of a square paperback book, and you'll be in the right sort of ballpark. There's sufficient evidence that Bluesound has done its best to make the Nano a handsome little fellow. The music streamer's control panel, which allows for access to save presets, play, pause, and volume adjustment, sits on a stylish angled frontage, and although the rest of the unit isn't heaving with the kind of fancy embellishments that would make an aesthete swoon, the Bluesound is a compact, durable-feeling object that doesn't offend the eye or hand. There is a strip of touch capacitive controls on the front of the unit for basic playback controls and volume changing, but there's no remote. Much like the Node, this isn't a problem, as you'll be controlling the Nano using your smartphone and the accompanying BlueOS app. Considering it was built to act as a first step into the world of music streaming, we wouldn't have been surprised if the Nano lost out on some of the key hardware as its larger, costlier siblings. So we're pleased to find that the Micro Music Streamer packs the same ESS ES9039Q2M Sabre DAC as its bigger brothers. Around the back, you'll find RCA, coaxial and optical outputs, USB-A and Ethernet ports, and a USB-C power port. But if you're seeking the luxuries of HDMI ARC or a headphone output, you're going to have to make the step up to the larger Bluesound Node 2024. The Nano is no slouch when it comes to streaming smarts, though, offering Amazon Music, Deezer, Tidal Connect, and Spotify Connect alongside Apple AirPlay 2 and Bluetooth 5.2 with aptX adaptive codec support. It can connect to your home network via Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and is capable of handling high-res PCM files up to 24-bit 192 kHz alongside DSD256 files. As with the Node 2024, however, there is no Chromecast built-in support here, which is disappointing as rivals at this price do offer this feature. The new Bluesound network audio player has the BlueOS platform as its beating heart, reliable software that we rarely have any trouble with. The BlueOS app is where your music library and streaming services can be accessed and managed, and also acts as a place to personalize your experience by curating preset playlists, managing your general settings, or adding your preferred music services to the platform. We plugged the Bluesound Nano into our WiiM Nate XS3 amplifier and Epos ES7 end stand mount speakers. This is an entry-level network player at home with a more affordable setup, but our reference system helps us to clearly assess the streamer's performance. For more price-comparable partners, the excellent Rotel A8 amp and a pair of Dali Oberon 1 or Wharfedale Diamond 12.1 stand mounts would make perfect sense. The Node Nano is cut from the same sonic cloth as the new Node 2024, again showcasing a sonic direction that Bluesound seems to be sticking to with its new generation of network players. Solidity and smoothness are the priorities, imbuing Lana Del Rey's vocals on Born to Die with enough weight to make her performance sound appropriately grandiose. The Nano offers Del Rey the support she deserves, amping up the power of her voice, not to mention the strings and percussion behind, to make the whole ensemble feel potently muscular. There's a sense of scale here, too, and rarely do we worry that the Nano doesn't have the firepower to give tracks, be they grand ballads or zippy rock workouts, sufficient breadth.
At my friend's wedding, one fine day, I met him there in the month of May. Eyes like the sky, so deep and true, I can't stop thinking, oh, what to do. We danced in love laughter shared with every glance. In that moment we found our chance, but the night did end. Kiss said goodbye, left alone with memories and a sigh. His face in dreams comes to me still. Met him once and I always will. In my heart a little hum, can't stop thinking about him. Is this love?
If solidity is one of the Nano's key assets, smoothness must surely be the other. A feeling of muscularity might have you thinking that the Nano, despite its size, is something of a handful, but its easygoing nature provides a pleasingly undemanding listen. Smoothing off hard edges and opting for a more conciliatory approach, we can see the appeal of the Nano when listened to side by side with the leaner, sometimes harsher line taken by the rival WiiM Pro Plus. Let's also be clear that, while we're not floating around in the rarefied atmosphere of the new high-end Cirrus 40 ST, say, the cheap-as-chips Nano doesn't leave you bereft of textural insight. If the Nano were to paint its version of Vermeer's girl with the pearl earring, it would certainly manage to do a decent job of outlining the girl, even if it might not quite pick up on the subtle shine of her titular earring. The Nano struggles more when it comes to providing a piece with sufficient dynamic perceptiveness to turn a pretty painting into an incomparable masterwork. Easygoing and robust as you and whose army sounds through the Bluesound, it's hard to escape the lack of drama that ensues as the track builds toward its supposed climax, with the titchy streamer tending to smooth over dramatic crescendos and decrescendos, to the detriment of a song's emotional impact. It's easily beatable for rhythmic capabilities, too. That smooth nature could be less charitably described as a little leaden, and it's certainly true that much of the sonic momentum of Hans Zimmer's Up is Down from Pirates of the Caribbean, at World's End is cast overboard and lost in Davy Jones' proverbial locker. Core rhythmic patterns are often poorly conveyed, a deficit that shows up particularly starkly when listening out for the distinctive drum pattern on Born to Die. Squint your ears and you'll detect it, but it requires noticeable effort on the part of the listener. If you want more rhythmic snap and insight, the cheaper WiiM Pro Plus would be the logical alternative. Given its price and size, there's plenty that makes the Bluesound Node Nano a serious proposition if you're getting into the world of separates hi-fi and want an affordable, compact music streamer to act as the heart of your fledgling affordable system. While some may favor the rival WiiM Pro Plus leaner, tighter sound, the Bluesound makes a case for itself with greater levels of sonic smoothness and weight. Small, smart, and solid sounding, the Nano does a decent job of proving that size doesn't always matter. Alright guys, that's all from me today. I hope you found the video informative. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.